welcome back to the Nasty Metal Production channel here at YouTube. So I am finally here to talk about the comeback album for Blood Feast, titled The Future State of Wicked. Of course, this album has definitely been out for quite a while. Of course, today, though, it was definitely made available for streaming through Hell's Headbangers Bandcamp page. So I've given this album enough listens to form an opinion. But before I get to my opinion, let me definitely kind of surround, the whole story or, whole stuff before, leading up to this album. After releasing their third and second full-length album, of course, third being their third release in 1989, titled Chopping Block Blues. In 1991, the band would end up splitting up, and for years they would definitely, stay split up until doing a brief reunion in 1999 to play a show. But it wouldn't be until 2007 before Adam Tranquilli would end up reforming the band, but with new members. Of course, since then, in 2010, new members would leave, like the ones that were a part of that original new formation in 2007 would end up being, replaced with somewhat different members. Of course, the newest additions since 2007, or 2010, excuse me, have been Tom Lorenzo on bass, vocalist Carissa Natalini, who definitely replaced singer Tony Stanziano in 2007, and of course Joey Moore on drums, and I'm probably going to butcher this guy's last name, so CJ Siosa, whatever. I'm sorry if I butchered your last name if you're watching this. But of course, being on guitar. Of course, both Joey Moore and CJ Siosa have definitely been in the band since 2014. So again, even then, there still have been some lineup changes. But this definitely ends up being, a startup lineup with the addition of original guitar player Adam Tranquilli. So with that, they end up getting signed to Hell's Headbangers Records, and here we are in 2017 with their first new album since 1989's Chopping Block Blues. It's titled again, The Future State of Wicked. So what can you expect from this album? Well, I can honestly tell you, just from the listen of the first track, INRI, you are definitely, braced, or graced, I shall say, with classic Blood Feast. The horror lyrics are there. The piss and vinegar that you definitely got on those early albums, such as Kill for Pleasure, the Face Fate EP, and of course, even, Chopping Block Blues, that whole technical stuff. There's nothing else to change. Of course, this sound does sound like the natural follow-up to Chopping Block Blues. Definitely within, just from the first track, INRI, all the way to the last track, The Burn. The whole album, again, piss and vinegar. There's nothing about this album that tends, to really take even more experimental turns or nothing. This is just classic Blood Feast. That definitely classic death thrash sound. Definitely present, but the only difference is the singer, Chris Natalini. Now, I'm going to say, this guy took me a bit of time to actually get into, due to being very, used to Gary Markovich's, vocal style on those first three releases. Chris Natalini's, approach is different. To me, the first time I listened to him, I didn't start thinking about it, but the more I did, the more I start really kind of comparing some similarities. He's definitely very similar to Darren Travis of Sadus. So probably a little more manic in a way, but he's very similar to Darren Travis of Sadus. The whole, kind of vocal style is very kind of high pitch, almost a little very high, sort of romantic, sort of, singing style. Just that style, it's very similar to that. So, kind of add something a little different to Blood Feast sound, but it still stays within the tradition of Blood Feast. And it's definitely also, very much, present even on a song such as The Underling, which might be the longest song in the album, definitely clocking in at 6 minutes and 29 seconds. It's a very much, very progressive still. Like again, it still kind of follows within the same kind of style of Chopping Block Blues, but still going back to the first two releases being Kill for Pleasure and Face Fate. Both, there really isn't any bad song on here. Of course, another real strong track on here is Who Prays for the Devil is another one. Starts very slow, but then building up to a more romantic, real, in-your-face Thrasher. Fucking killer track. And of course, there is an instrumental in here titled Remnants 2. And it's the shortest song on here, which clocking in at 1 minute and 26 seconds. But of course, Remnants 2 being, of course, the follow-up to the song that ended the Chopping Block Blues album titled Remnants. Again, of course, Remnants Part 2 just kind of serves as a lead-off, intro to the track The Burn, which is the song that ends the album, like I said. And just again, ending the album, and of course, in true Blood Feast fashion. There's nothing bad on this album, though. Every other track is so fucking good, to be quite honest. Off With Their Heads, Breathe In, By the Slice. There's nothing here on this album that won't please any fan of Blood Feast. The only thing is some might end up being a bit put off by Chris Santolini's singing, but I'm starting to get used to him because of the more times you listen to this album, the more it grows on you. But again, there's nothing on this album that won't please any fan of Blood Feast, though. There isn't. Adam Tranquilli's, guitar solos and riffing, whatever, it's very much all back to that. It very much stays within tradition of Blood Feast, keeping that sound together and just still moving it forward. Just a very solid album from Blood Feast and a very well-worthy comeback that was long awaited. I can't right now just add up the years for how long it's been since 1989's Chopping Block Blues, but due to the fact that 1989 was the last time we saw a full-length album from Blood Feast, this was a well-worthy return. Just everything about here, fucking great. So, if you definitely have not checked out this album yet, I definitely recommend this album. And the score, finally time to get to a score. 9 out of 10. First time listen, probably would have not been a 9. It might have been maybe a bit of a 70.90 maybe. But the more times I've listened to it, the more times the score ends up getting higher. Because it's that much of a grower. It's a good album. Very good. And surprisingly, it might end up, rivaling maybe an album such as, maybe Kill for Pleasure or Chopping Block Blues. But that's almost kind of, a bit of blasphemy to those who have nostalgic feelings for those albums. But it's an album that I think is a worthy successor to an album such as Chopping Block Blues or an album such as Kill for Pleasure or even the Face Fate EP. Just a damn well great comeback. So, again, if you have not listened to it, I definitely recommend it. So, but if you have listened to this album, you can definitely post your comments down below. So, until then, this is Heavy Thrasher saying, I am back. I am back? What the fuck does that mean? Saying, I'll be back with probably 3 more reviews. Maybe, I don't know. I could be maybe 4 more reviews, I guess, for Thrashman a month or here on Thrashman a month. But I'll definitely will be starting to go back to more discussion and type of videos, and of course starting with some list videos. So until then, this is Heavy Thrasher saying out. I'll be back again here soon. See you later.